something else. But the very fact you're here on a long weekend for a spiritual discourse indicates you have interest in spirituality. And how can this interest be further developed? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has done us for the Supreme Lord, gave a very simple passage, a simple direction how this can be done. What did Mahaprabhu say? First thing was to, what's the first thing? Chant Hare Krishna. Why do we chant Hare Krishna? Because the Lord incarnates in the holy name. The Lord has directed us to do that. So, by chanting, reading, associating with devotees, one can make spiritual advancement. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Parajam. If you offer me with love and devotion, even a leaf or tulsi water, I'll accept it. So what the Lord is looking for is our devotion towards Him. And that devotion is possible if we follow the process of Bhakti Yoga. And if you follow this process of Bhakti Yoga, then eventually you'll learn love of God, which is the goal of life. So Bhagavad Gita is directing us to surrender to the Supreme Lord, reminding us, if you don't surrender to Krishna, who will you have to surrender to?
Maya.
Maya is very beautiful. Maya gives very, very strong text. And Maya will make sure that we can't enjoy too long. We may make big plans, we may construct a big house, we may have all the amenities, but Maya will make sure that you don't get one drop more than what is destined for you. So take your Krishna consciousness seriously. This can answer all your questions, and this will give you guidance about the human life of God. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We take on questions now.
Marriage or life between government law and Krishna's spiritual law under this Kali Yuga age.
Your question is something similar to what people ask, except that they don't use the word government law. They say, how can I be in the material world and still follow the Bhagavad Gita? Is your question something similar?
Yes, it's very difficult.
Yes, I got asked this question last time by doctors, and this question comes up everywhere. Now, I made this point in the lecture, and that is, Bhagavad Gita can be practiced by everyone. In our Vedic system, there are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. There are brahmacharis, grihasthas, vanaprastha, sanyas. So it doesn't matter whether you're single or married, you can serve the Lord by following the principles of purity. And Bhagavad Gita doesn't say inaction. Arjuna wanted inaction. Arjuna didn't want to fight. But Krishna said, no, you must fight. But Krishna gave a condition. Mind and intelligence dedicated to me, fight. So similarly, we can work for the pleasure of the... What's your profession, sir?
Originally journalist.
And now? Let's say you're a journalist. You're a journalist with the New York Times, the most prestigious paper in America. So, you can use your talent as a journalist to write articles for the Lord. You can use your talent as a journalist to describe the teaching of the Lord. Let's say someone's an IT engineer, like most of the people these days are. So you can use your talent as an IT engineer to serve the Lord with the results of your efforts and chant the name of the Lord. So we should not think, and I made this point in the lecture, that the Bhagavad Gita is outdated. It is as relevant today as it was 5,000 years ago. And it will be as relevant today for another 10,000 years. human birth is obtained after a long struggle and a long evolutionary cycle. And therefore, it is said, now that you've got this human form of life, please inquire and use it to serve the Lord and to understand how you can free yourself from the samsara of birth and death. So out of the 8,400,000 species of life, only 400,000 are human. So human species are rare. And if something is rare in the material world, what do? You preserve it. When you have gold in your house, you let them leave it unattended? No, you lock it because it's valuable. So human life is very valuable. So don't waste it, but use it productively, correctly.
If the world is deteriorating and there is more lust and evil in the world, then why is the population increasing?
Why is the population increasing? Let's say there are 10 students in grade 7. And out of 10, 9 of them fail the exam. So next year, you'll have in the class the 9 students who fail the class test, plus those who are coming up from grade 6. So there are many unlimited universes, unlimited planets, and the living entities are also moving from one planet to another. And human beings are not moving up because they're not surrendering to the Lord. And the lower species are also maturing to become human beings. So therefore it appears the world population is increasing. More questions? Yes?
What's the difference between inner voice and soul? I can't always.
You see,
Inner voice is guiding you most of the time.
we have in the heart what is known as Paramatma. There are two things, Atma and Paramatma. Para means transcendental. Now, the Paramatma is the witnessing bird and the sanctioning bird, in sanctioning authority. Just like they say, man proposes, God disposes. I'm sure you've heard of that. Actually, it is man proposes and Paramatma disposes. Paramatma is the ultimate sanctioning authority, and it sanctions based on our history of karma, etc. So when we talk about inner voice, generally it's Paramatma, and the soul refers to the Atma. But very often, what we want the inner voice to say, that's what the inner voice says. Actually, our mind is speaking. I want this, I want to go there. And we'll say, I got an inner voice. So, the inner voice or Paramatma will speak to you only when you become a pure devotee. Till then, take guidance from one of my spiritual masters. That is a safer path.
There's a question out here for someone remotely connected. So what is the best way to continuously remember Krishna in our daily lives?
Very good question. Whose question is it?
That is on it.
Huh?
Prerna-
Anonymous.
Prerna Vyas
Was that on the internet?
on the internet, yes.
Oh, that's great. This lecture's gone on the internet.
It's going on.
Video.
I didn't realize that. Atlanta has always been a high-tech city. Okay. So what's your question?
What is the best way to continuously remember Krishna in our daily lives?
The best way to remember Krishna is by chanting the holy names of the Lord. This chanting of the holy names of the Lord cleanses our heart, purifies our mind, is that in a day-to-day life, we all have experience. Then when you talk about somebody